Game time, everybody! We are in the winner bracket final of the Nexus Cup. And, well, on the left we have Washed Up, and they are going up against Baby Yoda in the best of 3 today. And our map is, as you can already see, Battlefield of Eternity. To the left, Quasar on Rexa. We have Nick on Sylvanas, Hazorbs on the Chromester, Banana H on Malfurion, and Masquerade is playing Mal'Ganis. And over to the right side, Tobos on Hanzo, Teloof on ETC, Ixir on Blaze, we have Henning on Rega, and Tai on Li Ming. So a little bit of a mixed team there. And also, I have to put this out right away. This is patch 49.0, so it's not the one where Deathwing got nerfed a little bit and where Blizzard dealt with the experience globe a little bit better. Just so that you guys know, but the patch was actually, or the tournament was played 1 day before that patch hit, but since it's still one of the bigger tournaments that we have these days, I just wanted to jump into the replays one way or another. So just if you're a little bit confused here, why exactly we didn't see a draft, why exactly, or what patch this is being played on, I think that should actually answer that. And this is an interesting game too, and first of all, before we're actually going into any of the Heroes of the Storm action, I have to say, if you haven't watched The Mandalorian yet, then definitely do that. Baby Yoda, obviously a little bit of a homage to that series, and you should definitely have a look. Last Jedi was an absolute shit show with more plot holes, or plot holes that so big you could drive trucks through. A horrible movie, the Indiana Jones 4 of the Star Wars series, but The Mandalorian makes up for a lot of that, and even has a couple of Firefly vibes every now and then, so definitely worth watching it. And if you haven't done that yet, then definitely take the time and check out an episode or two. You won't be disappointed. So much for that though. Let's jump straight in and see what exactly we're going to get from the boys here. First of all, we are seeing a camp grab by the blue team. And I gotta admit, Washed Up has a pretty solid composition here. They have the Rexa all the way up at the top. We have a little bit of range poke from Chromie. Let's see how Hazorbs actually connects those. And they're having Nick on Sylvanas, which in and of itself is obviously quite powerful. The mixed team on the right side is currently running pretty much that stun composition that you oftentimes want with ETC plus Blaze. So they can control also the Immortal positioning a little bit. Not of the Immortal itself, but with all of those stuns that come from the Immortal, you can with ETC either get a quick power slide through or face melt back into one of those stun circles, and that's a really, really nice CC chain that you can establish with the help of Blaze. But by the way, didn't go into the new habits. Obviously only a 2-lane map, and at the same time you don't fight on lane as much as you do on other maps. So in this case, a no globe quest for him. But this should still be a pretty solid one. And Nexus Cup hosted from the French community by Mal'Ganis there. So this is the winner bracket final. And well, the two matches that I'm actually going to cover is the winner bracket final and then also the grand final afterwards. Because again, it was played on the recent patch, and therefore I don't want to go through the entire tournament with that, especially since we already have a few games played on the current one, which is 49.1. And also, if you watch this currently on YouTube, make sure that you hit that like button, and of course sub to the channel even if you haven't done that yet. But as we're heading into the game and talking about globe talents, I want to point out that Rexa actually said, you know what, I still like Hunter-Gatherer. I'm gonna go into a globe talent one way or another. Blaze might not be willing to do that, but I'm confident that we're gonna win those Immortals and then we're gonna get the extra globes. And so far they're actually doing well. First objective comes down, objective is just dropping, and the hit points of the red team drop at the same pace. They're getting Teloof in a bit of trouble and zone him out. Masquerade is just crushing it again here with his zone abilities, and they're just protecting the Immortal, whereas Sylvanas at the top is just going for the pew, 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 pew. One arrow at a time. But with Misha now already being a bit low too, we're actually seeing Baby Yoda trying to make their play here. Not quite as helpless as you might think with that name. They're starting to jump in. Here comes Teloof trying to create a bit of wedge in the defense so that the rest of the team can funnel through and get the damage in. He needs to be careful. Nearly dying there. Would have been the first kill and could still be if Hazorbs gets the connect. He's looking for it, and Teloof survives. The skin of his teeth. While Tai is still trying to crush it with the combos. But the halftime show goes over to Washed Up, so they are the ones that are able to at least grab that. Now, with that said, there is still, of course, the question of who raises the first Immortal down the fastest, and the blue team is doing a little bit more work now on the left side. But we have over to the right, Mal'Ganis trying to put them to sleep, and Misha is going for the stun, and that actually gives them the first Immortal. Nicely done, well played by Washed Up here. So they get their slight lead. Oh, and they might even get a kill with it. Yep, they get ETC. There's also a potential kill against Blaze in the making, and that would be fantastic for them. Getting 2 of the frontliners eliminated just before they push with the objective, that would have been the dream. But even just taking down ETC is already a huge advantage. And they got the extra globes, which obviously helps Rexa in particular with a Hunter-Gatherer quest. But how much can they actually get out of this one? Because ETC is just now on the way, but they have Sylvanas to enhance and push it a bit more, and that could even yield the port as a reward for that push. But the shield was pretty much non-existent, so that is not really the strongest Immortal, but they're doing a really good job here, zoning out the opponent far away from the fort. Here comes the counter-attack, but not quite on par. The combo is not really there, and that is going to be a port after all, so nicely done. Good job. Really well done with that. But at this point, top side, that's currently where Ixia is trying to at least push the lane out and get himself a bit of extra experience. I kind of expect him to be at least once on Brightwing in this series, I don't know why, and I'm actually looking forward to it. One of the few players that can get a bit of value out of Brightwing these days. Then again, oh, that was nearly a kill. Nick barely gets out. Nicely done by him. Sylvanas is still alive. Hanzo with a full-on scattershot build. And that, of course, means that we are going to see that Immortal getting dropped pretty quickly. And they have a lot of clear against that Immortal. They have great poke with Li Ming. They have Hanzo. There's Rhaegar with a lightning shield to consider, too. So there's a lot of good arguments for them to take future objectives. And as those bad boys scale into the late game, they can be quite dangerous. Louvre is able to get out once more. Both of the teams are nearly the same experience. And just look at the kill count. You can really tell that these two teams, at least for now, are very evenly matched and playing a fantastic game here. Only a single kill, 6.5 minutes in. So very, very cautious. Both want to advance already to the grand final. Nobody wants to go to the lower bracket here. Since we are in the winner bracket final, that obviously also means that the losing team still has another shot going through the lower bracket. But at this point, all eyes are on that grand final. This is a best of 3 series, so map number 1 has a pretty big impact on this. And there we go. Immortals are spawning again. And now the big question, can they actually grab the next one too? Because that's all about level 10 abilities right now. And if someone gets a bit of a lead around level 10, they could use that for a quick fight. But even without it, I gotta say that the wave clear that we're now having on the side of the red team with Hanzo and Li Ming is just going to enhance things here completely. And they're already trying to burn this down. I mean, you can see that the strategy of the blue team is also shifting quite a bit. They're still defending with everyone that is available outside of Nick, because they know that if they let it get Hanzo onto the Immortal, then this thing is going to be toast within a couple of seconds. So that's exactly the play that we need to do. Everybody is on level 10 right now. No big surprises here, by the way. Stage dive over Mosh Pit. Doesn't really come as a shock, to be honest. And Tranquility for Malfurion. And the halftime show again. Ending in... Oh, no, actually, sorry, my bad. It ends in the hands of Baby Yoda. So the red team was able to get slightly ahead. Roughly 700 hit points. Here's the setup, and then again, trying to get the root on the ground. Here comes the ETC jump, but nicely dodged, and the root is immediately there. So is Chromie trying to get the attack in. Not quite possible yet, but a good kill against Li Ming. Just as Blaze was about to die too, and they're making the play now for ETC. That's the second one to fall, and it seems like Ixia might actually bite the dust there too, depending on how hard they want to push this. But they're a little bit more interested in the Immortal right now, and you can't really blame them. Top side is also something that they have to deal with eventually. Ixia is still on the run, and that could be a staggered death, actually. The Immortal is nearly falling, but Ixia is just going to buy time here. He can't really do a whole lot, so they know exactly where he is. And they just got the Immortal. Ixia is trying to escape. Yeah, but that ain't happening. There is going to be a jet propulsion, but at the end of this fight, we are still going to see Blaze fall. Masquerade is helping out with this too. Nick can always escape. That's exactly what he does. But there's Chromie already with a little bit more damage, and Ixer is just buying as much time as he possibly can. The problem is the Immortal goes topside. So maybe for a few seconds where the team can make an attack, but at the same time they're now also in the 4 versus 5 situation. There's always the question if it would have been better to actually suicide so that you respawn quickly enough. Death timers are still quite low at this point in time. But as it stands, ETC is sitting bot side for the experience and can always stage dive in. Thanks to Sylvanas, this is a pretty easy fort that they get at the top. And now, of course, the attempt to get a little bit more out of this one. I don't think that the keep is necessarily going to fall here, but even if the wall is just opened up, that alone already gives you a really, really nice opening that you can use later on. Blue team still has to be cautious about that potential stage dive, and there it is. The root immediately there, so is the silence. And they're trying to get the kill, and the problem is that Chromie already had to go for the timeout, and she's most likely going to fall here. Hazu gets killed right away, and the bunker saves the ass of ETC. There we go. ETC gets the Ancestral as well. And yeah, I mean, I gotta say that the French apparently really like beef because they are throwing everything in to save the cow here, so that worked out quite nicely. But with that, it's 4 kills against 2. The keep is still down to, I mean, not even 50%. This is really, really looking good for the blue team. They still need an experience, though. So, yep, with that, we now also have, of course, well, let's actually take a look at the damage real quickly. 29,000 for Sylvanas. Yeah, looking quite nice here. We have on the side of Limming a little bit more even, with 34,000. Hanzo, of course, with 32k, he himself is able to get a lot of damage through those scatter shots. But here comes Masquerade again, putting Blaze to sleep. Honestly, Masquerade or Mal'Ganis in general would be a great dad. I mean, every single time when you have friends that have kids or anything, the one thing that you hear all the time is just like how the kids are just like, especially when they're like babies, they never sleep and you don't get any sleep because they don't sleep. Mal'Ganis would be fantastic for that. You can just put them to sleep whenever you want. I always knew that that old vampire was just had a little bit of a hard shell but a soft core, and he would be a great dad. Mal-Daddy. Well, Mal-Daddy at this point is trying to make his job again, is putting everybody to sleep in the back line right there. And ETC goes down. Mal-Daddy again on the move back out here. He doesn't die easy. Not easy at all. And there we go. People that are a little bit more cynical would always say that he's going to put them to sleep and they have nightmares, but then again, they're crying anyway, so does it really matter? Also, at that young of an age, you don't remember anything anyway, so who the fuck cares? So, yeah. With that, we already have the objective attacked again, and it seems like the red team is in danger of losing another one here. So, that could actually be the first keep if they lose this one. Need to be a little bit careful with this. Chromie, our little fake dragon, gets her level 16, so to say already, and both teams are now also looking straight up for the camp. By the way, the reason why the teams are actually going for the camp is because both of the Immortals are now in the defensive position, so you can easily defend when your opponent moves in and move away from the camp. I'm just mentioning that because the other day we had an amateur game on Division 7 where teams decided it would be a fantastic idea to go for the camp while the objective was on the map, and the position was reversed. The Immortals were in an offensive position, and so one team lost the Immortal because they prioritized the camp over it. So in this case, both teams were still in a spot where they could have easily just moved over to the Immortal to defend it. So that's one of the reasons, just in case that people were actually like asking, hey, why is it okay here? Rexa, by the way, goes down, and I guess Banana H is also going to bite the dust. Malfurion? Hello? Nope, he got Hanzo'd. Malfurion gets Hanzo'd, and Baby Yoda is showing that the Force is still with them. They take 2 kills, 5 kills against 4 now. And that's the opportunity to maybe get a little bit more. Top 4 has also fallen since the camp, of course, went in. But now with Hanzo doing his thing and Turbos getting the scattershot value, we're going to have an Immortal fall. And I think this might be the first objective for Baby Yoda. Oh yeah, well, or maybe not. Defense is still there, and Blaze had to go back. Blaze had to go back, and yeah. By the way, still talking about Mal-Daddy and other things. Another big great dad, or people... Oh, good kill against Vega. That could be another one, actually. The boars are unleashed, and that's a dead ETC. So they get the objective, but they won't be able to push with it. Yeah, people think that actually Deckard Cain would be a good dad too, just simply because he can put the kids to sleep as well. The problem with Deckard Cain is you have to be really careful with him, because when he starts to put people to sleep, they're dying of boredom very, very quickly. It's a little bit of a different style, and you want to kill, you don't want to kill babies. That's not a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing. Ana, good old granny with a sleeping dart, that's also something, but then if you're honest about it, I mean, the only thing that she does is give the kids drugs, so I'm not really sure if that's cool. There's a lot of people that would probably have trouble with that, so I'm fully on board with Mel Daddy as the babysitter here. That would be a nice skin idea too, I gotta admit. That would be a great skin idea. Blizzard, once again, free of charge. Just go for it. It's totally fine. Like all the other amazing ideas that we had here on stream, like the Abatha Bitch Slap, the new heroic ability, and other things. No problem. You can just go for it. Ah, well. But there we go. Honestly, if you think about it, isn't Ana at the end of the day, isn't she just simply a fancied up drug dealer? Isn't that a little bit worrisome that Blizzard obviously endorses drug abuse? Doesn't that worry anybody? Why is there a hashtag about this? Why is that not being addressed? People are getting total anxiety about Tracer's ass, and there's like articles on Polygon and other bullshit outlets. But if Ana just sits there and gives people drugs all day, and good old Blaze comes in with a stim pack, hello, that's totally fine. Like, I don't really know what's going on here, but I think there's a double standard that happened. Well, X here also. Ooh, and this was the point. That arrow and that kill Ming. What a setup again. Mel Daddy is also dead. Boys, Baby Yoda is all of a sudden on a tear here. Yeah, that didn't work well for her either. ETC doesn't get the kill because Sylvanas gets Hanzo'd before anything else happens. There's a bit of a problem though, and the problem is at the top lane. So yes, the fort has fallen, but is anybody doubting that this game, this thing is also dying? I do not think so. Well, actually, Catapult, do your thing. Blaze, Blaze, Blaze! Oh! The save! Blaze to save the day, baby. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Up at the top, 7 kills against 7, and it seems like Baby Yoda is starting to gain quite a bit of momentum here. Not bad, considering how far behind they were. That's actually pretty impressive. Let's take a quick look at the damage output. Currently 57,000 on Sylvanas, 58,000 for Hanzo. Then he Hanzo'd a lot of people already. They're beating up on ETC a bit, as you can see. Hanzo is actually the only one that hasn't died yet. I was mentioning it. But poor old ETC was already eliminated right here. Well, at this point, let's see if the blue team can defend this, because right now their Immortal doesn't really look too healthy. Doesn't look good. Does not look good at all. Nick is trying to get the shield reduced a little bit. But unless they get quick kills, I think this is going to be an Immortal in the hands of Baby Yoda. Well, you might get those big quick kills. That was a nice block there, and it forces the bunker from Blaze. Blaze already in trouble. Arrow connecting with the backline, and here comes Slim Ming again for another potential kill as we have a faked death from Rexa. Taluf is low, and there's the Ancestral, but ETC has fallen as Mal'Ganis comes in again. Ixia is also about to die, and that's the front line simply gone. Up at the top, we're seeing a camp knocking at the keep. Right there, so someone needs to deal with that, but there's also that Immortal to consider, and once that Hanzo is making his way over to the blue team's Immortal, that thing is toast. So they need to be really careful how they play this out. Already we're having Mal'Ganis trying to angle for Rhaegar and for Li Ming, but Tai is just firing shot after shot. Hazops comes in, but the Immortal is still won by the red team, and this is a big one. There's also a half a level until level 20 is hit, but they're actually chasing heroes right now. And that's not a bad one. Oh, Tai, no, he cancelled it. I think he would have been able to get away here. But now Rhaegar is dead. Tai is on the run and gets eliminated. Bam! Yep. They are a little bit unlucky. Every single time they win one of these Immortals, they then lose their heroes and can't do anything about it anymore. But honestly, I think if Tai didn't abort the Hearth, he might have been able to get away there. I don't know if Sylvanas was really close enough to interrupt him there. well, it's going to be an easy defense. Shouldn't really take too much for them to pull it off. I don't think that the Immortal is going to get any real damage onto the keep. Should be taken out before that happens. And that's level 20 versus level 20. Yep, we go, boys. That's a nice first game. It's actually a fantastic first one. 11 kills against 7. That promises a great best of 3 series. Oh, the stun. One single board tries to chase down Hanzo. Kill command even. And they're following up on it. They want that kill and they get that kill. Alright, Hanzo down, and that's a staggered death, and that's one that they definitely cannot afford. Not in that situation. And well, they might get a lot. Oh, the attempt at a stage dive. Already negated. And guys, that top keep is 100% falling. The only question at this point is how much more can they get? Can they go core from this one? That's the bigger question, seriously. So, right now they're gonna make their play right here. Yeah, keep down. How far do they push this? 2 heroes down. Nah, they fall back. I'm saying like, okay, screw it, we're not gonna end the game here. Unless they get another kill. That would be a different story, but we're not quite there yet. So, as it stands, everybody is just starting to rotate towards the camps again, I suppose. Level 20 talents, the kill command already giving us some sick value. And now, also for Chromie, we have the piercing sands. A little bit more piercing action, which especially around the Immortal is going to be great. And they're making the play for the bottom of the map. Apparently they're a bit hungry for a second keep, or at least opening that wall up slightly. Yep, which is exactly what they do. Okay. Camp. Still a Shaman camp on the left side. 5 seconds for ETC. That's gonna be a final team fight. One catapult at the top. Second one pushing in. The good thing for them is that they don't really have to deal with the top lane as much as they normally would have to, because now that they have to keep down, there's a catapult spawning with every single lane, and that of course means that they don't really have to watch the top lane as much as they had in the previous fights. That camp is going to be annoying one way or another, but it's definitely going to take much longer. And there's a double camp at the bot side now too, and with the wall opened up, that means that the keep is going to be suffering a lot of damage pretty soon as well. So this is actually a really nice position for Washed Up to be in. And a great spot to push this through to get an advantage, and it forces a reaction out of the red team, and we see that already in action right now. They're moving down to the bottom of the map, they're trying for the deep push, and all that does is pretty much free up the halftime show for Washed Up. So it's more or less their objective to take. They win the halftime show, easy peasy, no problems whatsoever here. Sylvanas has already transitioned towards the top to take down the Shaman. And that shouldn't be a problem either. And yeah, with it already being this low, she can rejoin the fight here. It kind of has to as well. That's the defensive situation. More catapults are moving in top side. And here comes the long distance poke that we have from Chromie. With the piercing sands, she gets a lot of value out of this one. Has double echo, of course, now too. And she's just murdering this thing into the ground. The red team is on a timer. They need to make a move. And it's tricky for them. There's the arrow. There's the jet propulsion. And Banana Age with the save as Masquerade zones them out with the ult here. Nice save. That looked really dangerous for the blue team, but they're making it happen. And now the kill against Li Ming comes at the perfect moment in time. They're looking for more. They're looking for kills. They're looking for the Immortal. The top lane is still getting pressured, but if they win the Immortal, then that doesn't even matter, because they can go straight in for the core, and it seems like nobody's going to stop them here. Masquerade is even trying to slow the process down on the right side, needs to make sure that he doesn't die, but he's going to be totally fine. And they're saving that keep too. I mean, damn son, they get everything here. Catapult comes in, does all the work, and now they can move through the bottom of the map. Li Ming down for another 30 seconds, and this Immortal is hurt. I mean, 23 minutes in, they're already trying to force the fight here because they know they have to. They know that Rexa isn't there yet, but he's on the way, and that was the only fight that they were able to get, but as you can tell, this is not really working out nicely. Can he actually survive this? I mean, he could stage dive away, and he has to, I think. Yeah, well, I think at this point he can pretty much Hearthstone. The question is, does it really change anything? I don't actually think so. So they're going in immediately, trying to make the play. And yeah, Hanzo is dead. The fort, the keep has fallen. Here comes the old ETCs down to 16 kills against 8. At this point, they're just cleaning house. They're playing Janitor Leoric here. They're cosplaying, clearly. So yeah, that is going to be game number 1 here in the winner bracket final, as we have Washed Up taking the lead in the best of 3 series against Baby Yoda. Easy peasy. GG and well played. Great first game in this best of 3 series. Nicely done. Game number 2, ladies! Washed up against Baby Yoda. And, well, the force apparently wasn't really with Baby Yoda in game number 1. So now on Infernal Shrines, they're gonna try and force a tie in the series. And, well, let's just check what the players have drafted in this game. Quasar on Leoric for Washed Up. We have Nick on Sylvanas. Again, Banana Age on Malfurion. Seen this before. Masquerade gets his Diablo. That's always scary as hell. And we have Hazo Ops on Junkrat. And over to the right side of the map, Tobos on Hanzo, Tai on Genji, Ixia on Diva, Tloof on Johanna, and Henning on Rhaegar. Who's Blackheart's favorite support? Rhaegar. Exactly. So, the janitor's in the house and they're trying to get some damage onto Johanna. Nice displacement here from Junkrat, but it's an interesting setup that they have. There's a lot of wave here for the red team, I gotta admit. And obviously you have quite a bit also on the side of Washed Up because they are looking currently at Junkrat in particular. Even a little more there. And, well, let's see. The Diva play. That's honestly the most interesting for me at this point, so we're gonna see how much Ixia can do with that, but he likes heroes like this. So let's check that out. Down at the bottom of the map, I mean, first of all, it's of course camp time. We're waiting for the 1 minute mark, and then the teams are likely going to focus on camps, trying to get extra experience or pressure on the lane. But Washed Up is to a big extent trying to do what they did in the previous game, enhance their push with Sylvanas and make sure that they have a really powerful setup here. Genji is interesting though. Both Shimada brothers now for the red team. That means that Baby Yoda can try and play with Pai a little bit more on Genji. The power of the UK. Nick and Quasar are already moving in here. First camps are taken. Again, 1 minute mark. That's when it starts. And the attention focused immediately towards the bottom of the map. We're gonna see if this is going to work out. Yes or no. And so far, nobody's really making that move, but I can promise you one of the two is definitely going to try and go for that. On level 1, Soul Shield for Diablo, by the way. And Masquerade still eating quite a bit of damage as he's trying to get a few more souls under his belt so that the hit point pool is even more increased. Diva fine over here. Ixia has to be a bit careful. He's about to lose the mech here. He doesn't pay attention, but help is underway. As we have Nick being attacked and zips out with the wave immediately. Leo also ghosting out. There's a huge amount of mobility actually on both teams. Junkrat, Sylvanas, Leo, all of them have nice escape tools. But there's also a bit of a hunting squad with Hanzo and Genji that could definitely threaten heroes like Malfurion later. And there we have our camp already taken. The rotation is a little bit faster for the blue team. And Washed Up claims it. Takes this one. And so far strong. Diva, by the way, with a rush down on level 1. That's the level 1 talent. And on level 4, the Bring It On, baby! Right there. All the way to the top, that's where the first objective spawns. And of course, we have the camps taken again. And I said this in a lot of the amateur games that we had, but you want to time the camp before the objective spawns. In this case, the camp travels onto the same lane as the objective itself, so it's a bit easier to defend, but especially when it's on cross sides, on the opposite side of the map, then you want to make sure that you time that properly so that you get value on both sides and your opponent has to make a decision if you want to defend or not. Well, Masquerade already sitting now in. We have a 4 versus 5 because Leo is the one that is trying to get them a bit more experience. And an early level 7 would go a long way here. And you might notice that only one team took the Shaman camp. And they're staying on lane a little bit longer to defend this one. Level 7 still not there yet, but Leo is about to rotate into the middle of the map to get in there another minion wave. And this is a little bit of a race because now we have the blue team even ahead on minion stacks. Nice stun into the wall. Diva is trying to zone this out. Leo, as I said, is getting the wave. They have level 7. That's a big lead. And this is starting to become nasty for Baby Yoda. Pushing into this is going to be rough. They still have a numeric advantage topside though. They're going 5 versus 4 here. But even with that, they're having trouble, especially on Tai. There's the Diva explosion that comes out, and that might actually hurt, and indeed it does. And Banana H nearly falls. Tai comes in, and Rhaegar gets the kill. 1 hero down, 30 stacks against 23, both now on level 7. Can they get the kill against the little doggy? And yes, they can. Nick comes through. Genji wants the kill, but he himself dies. And that should be the end of the first objective. A nice attempt at a fight, actually, from Baby Yoda. But washed up, they definitely cleaned house here. So they were able to get 2 kills. They got the objective. Sylvanas is still here, so they could definitely help that Immortal a little bit. The wall is definitely going to fall. I mean, that's a given. The question is simply how much more can they get, and look at Masquerade. Yeah, goes for the body block, and they want the kill, but I don't think they can get it. And actually, Junkrat gets Hanzo'd, so there's absolutely no way for them to get a kill. They might lose Diablo too. Yeah, Diablo is low, and he wants to get the kill, of course, against Johanna, but that didn't quite work the way that he intended to. So, there we go. They might still take down the fort. That would be a win. That would be a big win, actually. Yes. So they get the fort, but they lose a couple of heroes in the process. Tai gets the kill and dies as well. Nice move by Masquerade. Typical Genji play right here. Yeah, he actually got the kill against Sylvanas and realized that, I think, mid-jump. So it was a bit too late for him. Didn't quite work out the way that he envisioned this, I suppose, but still. The other 10 abilities are closing in. This is going to become still a pretty interesting game here. Because despite the fact that the fight went against Baby Yoda, I gotta say, they did a lot of work up there at the top. That kill came early and it came at the right moment. But let's actually see if they can do a little bit more around the second objective and level 10 ability side play. We have Apocalypse. And we are also going to see the Entomb getting dropped. So level 20 Buried Alive is always a threat here. Dibbles again. I mean, Masquerade is just an insanely strong frontliner, and his Diablo is quite powerful. But here come the level 10 abilities for the other side. Blessed Shield, alright. Genji, what are we getting? Slicing and dicing? Nope. X-Strike, that's what it's gonna be. And Hanzo, of course, still with the arrow. We saw a few connect very nicely in game number 1. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a similar replay here in this one. But yeah, Sylvanas again, just pushing the entire time. Did that in the previous game. Another wall stun attempt. Nexus still giving them a little space. Arrow, but that was only sold by Diablo. Alright, and Leo, yeah, they dropped the Entomb, but they can't do too much with it, and all of a sudden it's Sylvanas that falls. So that's exactly the kill that Baby Yoda needed, and mind you, they are ahead with 5 kills against 3. There's a camp that still has to be dealt with by the red team, but I don't think that's going to be a challenge. And top side, we still see Ixion Diva against Equaza. If he keeps a few more of those bombs up when Leo's Entomb comes down, then the blue team is probably going to get very little value out of Entombs and follow-up. I mean, even if you are just trying to drop, for example, an Apocalypse and he goes for a bomb, he'll zone the opponent out by default, so it's potentially it's going to ruin a lot of plays here. We'll see how that works out later, but for now it's already interesting to see a bit of a glimpse of what he can do with that. Twilight Dream, by the way, this time for Malfurion, so a bit of a deviation from game number 1 where he went into Tranquility. Trying obviously to also deal with the mobile heroes on the other side. A good Twilight Dream while we're seeing Hanzo moving in, or Genji might be the end of the two. They're trying to go for this one. Not quite. Yeah, Tai was nearly there. Tai with a swift strike nearly made it happen. But there we go again. Apocalypse after the Entomb. This one connects well, but the team is not completely there as it starts, and it's actually Leo that falls. And that kill comes at a great time for Baby Yoda. They can now head into the objective with a numeric advantage. And since it spawns in the middle of the map, they still have a fountain there that they can also use to just pre-tap before they head into the fight. There's a lot of heroics that got used by Washed Up as well, so that means that they are down some of their best abilities and their strongest. But they have the timed camp at the top lane, and that is going to maybe even put damage onto the wall at the keep itself. Attack is in, Leo is back to business. It's good that he died and nobody else, because he obviously doesn't have the travel time from the Nexus, so that's good. They're making that fight, and the blue team is ahead again. In comes Genji, going into the back line. Khaldor is eating a lot of damage and actually has to jump out just as Banana H is healing him a little bit. Here comes another Entomb, but the Ancestral is already out. Nicely played by Rega. The camp at the top has now arrived at the wall. So that is going to do some work with this, but the fight continues and we're actually having another move from Genji who completes his quest now too. But there's the Twilight Dream and he gets out. But for how long, that's the bigger question. Okay, the Juke Master 2000 has entered the arena. Calm down, buddy. Look at those acrobatics that we're seeing there. Dude, like, you really need to calm the fuck down. The fuck is this? Oh, so I'm just like, this is stupid. And again, I think it... no! No! He missed it! X strikes out, jumps again! Oh god, I think he could have actually made it. The fort has fallen in the meantime, but damn, that was some nice play here. From both of them, by the way. Other players would definitely have lost track of Genji, but Khaldor kept it up nicely. If that Swift Strike was a little bit farther to the right, he would have escaped there. That's a big problem now, though, because Hanzo is dead too. His brother already died, and with some brotherly love, he decided that he wants to end his life too. That's solidarity right there. And we're gonna see more heroes die, aren't we? Yes, that's the kill against D.Va. Guys, this is gonna hurt. This is keep. This is a problem. 6 kills against 6, but now they're 1.5 levels ahead, and this is keep. And Washed Up literally is like, well, can we actually end here? And then realize that death timers are still pretty low because we're only 10 minutes in, so they move away from that. But damn, what a setup. The big Genji escape attempt of 2019. Somebody needs to clip that shit. Well, 6 kills against 6, and level 16 is the next move. But actually, let's look a little bit at the damage output here. We currently have 39,000 for Sylvanas again, so good job by her. 21k for Genji, 30k for Hanzo. And the Shimada brothers are doing work. They're trying to hunt down Leo again. And let's see. What else are we gonna grab now? Because this level 16 talent is literally the biggest problem. That's the reason why Baby Yoda is now so aggressive. They need to be aggressive right now. They know it too. This is the moment before level 16 is there. And they actually get a fight. That might be a good one too, because look at this. Nick is nearly down. If there's another attack from Genji, the arrow is barely dodged. Nick with a great job here. Is he actually surviving this shit? Oh! Gets taken down, but Genji dies too. That's 3 heroes, by the way, that he bound to himself. So the rest of the team could definitely go straight in for the attacks there. 16 versus 15 is making the entire fight a lot harder. D.Va! And she goes down again. Ixir dies. They're trying to get a little bit more out of this fight, but it's difficult now. Objective hasn't spawned yet. That's a big win. But if Tobos dies too, that would hurt. And Leo wants the kill, doesn't he? He wants the kill and he gets the kill. Swiffer to the face, baby. Yep. And that's another one. Oh, 10 kills against 7 now. Yeah, and they are doing work. Genji is the one who defends the top lane. The keep doesn't really take any real damage, but the fort at the bottom of the map is now wide open. Yeah, this is getting nasty. It's getting really difficult for the red team. And they're down 1 game already. I mean, Washed Up is in the lead, and this is the best of 3 series. Which means that if this is taken, that would be a 2-0 victory for Washed Up. And Baby Yoda would drop into the lower bracket of the tournament. And Washed Up would advance to the grand final. So that's definitely something that could happen there. Already, Banana H and Khaldor, they are both jumping around here, trying to see if they can not only take the camp, but maybe also get the fort. There's a Khazra. And with 16 versus 16, this might honestly be the last real chance for the red team to make a turnaround here. They're going to lose the fort at the bottom of the map. They can't do anything about it. It's fallen already. And now the push at the top lane. That's the big one. And Junkrat is already on it. Yeah, this has to be successful. Tai is waiting in the wings, trying to get some damage onto Sylvanas in particular. But here we go. This is the fight, now or never. I mean, if you don't win this one, if you lose the team here, then Washed Up moves to the middle and ends the game. If they don't win the Punisher now, then I don't know how they plan on winning this game. And they're already behind, and heavily at that. There's the Blessed Shield. The arrow follow-up against Banana Age. And there we go. That's the kill. Tai is trying to get out. The Ancestral is a second too late. But they get at least a zone attempt here. So it's a 4 versus 4 now as Genji died again. The Ancestral just 1 moment too late. Ancestral is back to business. The cleanse on Ixias. He's trying to make it out. Tobos, the Ancestral is back up. And he gets it just as the Swiffer comes through. But they are again on the back foot. They're trying to turn it around. And they have to. I mean, they need to fight here. They have no other choice. They need to go for it. And they're trying to make the play. Nick is low. Nick is really low. Tobos is trying to Hanzo him. But he can't get the connect here. But they're starting to make the play for Junkrat, who jumps out in Dequaza. But they're going to get this one, aren't they? Yeah, there's the Arcane Punisher. They need kills. Red team needs kills. Look at the camp at the bottom of the map. It's starting to push straight up for the keep now, too. Oh, this hurts. This is rough. This is really rough. They're trying to fight it. They're trying to buy time. Genji is back. Genji's on the way up to the top. And Ixia with D.Va pushed them away as much as he can, but there's the wall stun. Is Tobos gonna die? D.Va bomb, and it doesn't get enough value. Punisher's underway. Leo is about to fall, but the same is true for Johanna. Leo is dead. The arrow goes straight to North America. Johanna has fallen, and they're trying to make the play for Tai again. Zips in, zips out, has the X-Strike, and dies. Genji dying a lot over here. 6 deaths on him. Has another potential kill against Tobos, but he is able to jump away again. But Sylvanas at least is low. Here comes the Riptires. They're trying to get the kill against the doggy. But of course now that keep is pretty much dust. But Sylvanas is down. Look at that. Ixia gets the kill, so that's at least something. Takes Sylvanas down. Ixia alive, and gets actually booped to safety. There's also the bait for the Punisher. They might get that key, but I don't think they can end. There's level 20, yeah? They have the Storm Talons, but 2 heroes are down. They won't be able to end this one. No, Dequaza is back, so that's at least a win for them now. That helps them to get the keep down. 2 keeps are eliminated. I want to highlight also that the blue team has not lost a single fort yet. Not one. Not a single fort has been eliminated. Oh well, and now with 10 kills against 14... Is that a fighting chance now for Baby Yoda? Losing all the keeps, or nearly all the keeps. Oh, Genji. Hanzo with the arrow, saving his brother, but there... Oh, the Ancestral. And he's still trying to get away. Zip, and nearly taking Hazob's down. But getting killed by Banana Age instead. Genji is having a little bit of a rough time. I mean, he's really running into trouble. That explosion is not hitting anything because it gets booped away again. But yeah, it's just bouncy ball that they're playing here as they kill in the kill, especially with Masquerade just murdering them on Diablo. And that's something that Johanna is now experiencing firsthand, apparently. Why is she? Is she actually going to get away from this one? I don't think so. The slow on Leo alone should definitely seal the deal here. Yeah, Fountain is up. Maybe Johanna gets out after all. Yeah, that's actually a really good flashlight that she just used, but Ixia dies regardless. Guys, they are absolutely getting crushed here. 16 kills against 6. Another fantastic buried alive, and that just has to be game, I suppose. Yep, they're going in. That's another kill, and with that, I guess we have a 2-0 victory for Washed Up against Baby Yoda. Nicely played here. Genji comes in. Twilight Dream, they want the kill. Catapults are moving in now too. Core's down to 50%. X-Strike for the kill, and Tai is rushing away, but he dies, and so does the core. GG and well played as we have Washed Up with a 2-0 victory, I guess. Hazob's a little bit low here, needs to be careful. There's the kill against the doggy, but that has to be it. Nicely done, and a great victory as we actually have a 2-0 win for Washed Up against Baby Yoda. Well done. I was kidding, guys. It's not a best of 3. It's a best of 5. So yeah, Washed Up with a 2-0 lead here. But I called this one a little bit too soon. Not quite sure why. I think we casted too many best of 3s recently. So I was fully stuck in best of 3 mode. But it is actually a best of 5. So as it turns out, Baby Yoda still has a chance. We're not giving up on the baby. We have on the left side on Sky Temple, washed up with Quasar on the Haka, Banana H on Brightwing, double global, Hazorps on Junkrat, Nick on Reyna, and Masquerade with ETCs. They could even head into a triple global here. And then again, looking over to the Reds team, Tobos for Baby Yoda on Liming, Toulouf on Mal'Ganis, Henning on Malfurion, Ixia on Rexa, and Tai is getting to play Zeratul today. Yeah, Zeratul is oftentimes banned out against him. Actually, he goes into the Cleave build and not into his Shadow Hunter build that we usually see from him. But let's go. Oh, that turned quickly. Okay, ETC goes down, and that's a good start. That's exactly the start that you want if you are trying to force game number 4. If you don't want to go down in flames without actually getting one. And let's check that out. So, down to the bottom of the map, there's already another quick attack. Tai is currently pushing this through. They're rotating from mid to bottom and back and have Rexa at the top lane against the Haka. How's this? Fucking Junkrat. This stupid laugh is honestly haunting my dreams. Every single time that Junkrat is laughing like this, I have to laugh as well. Or at least he puts a smile on my face. So he knows how to do it. But anyways, this is a wave that they actually... I was about to say they lose the wave, but then I remember that Blizzard is lately rewarding lazy people and bad rotations. So now you can rotate a little bit slower because there's this beautiful thing that's called Experience Globe that nobody asked for, that we have now. So lazy rotations get rewarded. And again, it's going to change playstyle a little bit. Brings me back to the original point that I want to highlight once more in case that people missed it. This is patch 49.0. So 49.1 solved a few things with the experience globes. In my opinion, not everything, but it made the system at least quite a bit better. Misha get licked and, well, he gets killed, but survives. Alright, so nothing really too crazy happening. We have, of course, both of the siege camps taken after the 1 minute mark, and now it's just about the one at the top. Toulouf. Oh, the sheriff is in town. Oh yeah. Nick with a penetrating round straight to the face, and that's that. Nicely done. Nearly the escape of Mal'Ganis as Maldaddy is getting out of there, but yep. The sheriff is in now, the renegade. Alright, so Nick is already moving in. Obviously went also into ace in the hole on level 1. Stacks aren't really a good talent for Jimmy, especially if you have good slows, but you just need... It just doesn't really work properly if you're going into a stack. Unless you're playing actually ARAMs, then it's a little bit of a different story. Brawling 5 versus 5 the entire game long, actually, as it turns out, gives you a little bit of an advantage there. But if you try to pull that off in a normal game, especially on this level, then you are usually sheer out of luck because you won't be able to get enough stacks to really have a meaningful trade-off into ace in the hole there. But either way, we currently have the double shrine up, the double temple up, and that means that it's time to attack the structures directly. Interestingly enough, it's Masquerade who's at the bottom of the map, so they have 2 globals and they decide to not use a single one for this particular setup. So Brightwing could still jump up to the top lane and help the Haka out if need be. But it's more so a trade in shots here. But the Quasar has a little bit of a nice advantage at the top of the map because he's now in a position where he can push this camp in a little bit further, and that forces Misha off eventually too. And the attack in the mid lane is still ongoing with both teams now on level 7. And down to the bottom of the map, Junkrat is pushing the lane out as well. So they're really heavily rotating between the lanes, trying to put the wave clear to a good test. Tai is looking for someone where he can start to cleave through. Really nice setup, but that's still a kill. Nick goes down, and Banana H dies too. The Fruit Fly eliminated. And with those 2 kills, we have Baby Yoda with 3 kills against 1. That's a pretty vicious baby, by the way. Has teeth. Bites. A lot. Down at the bottom of the map, Junkrat already realizes, well, I kind of get out of this one. I get spooked back too, but this camp is still doing a little bit of work. But if you look at the minimap, you can already tell that the fort in the middle and in the top lane both have taken severe damage on the side of Washed Up, and that's really not a good look right now. This is a map where structural damage is a huge problem because the objective attacks structures directly, so once you lose the outer circle, it goes straight to the keeps. And eventually, if you trade with your opponent in temples, then you also end up in a situation where your core is just simply going to fall. And of course, later on, the boss is going to play a huge role with exactly that too. But for now, Masquerade is actually thinking about helping the team to steal the camp away. Dehaka could burrow in. Dehaka has a chance to turn this into a 5 versus 4. The problem is that if he does that, the top fort is going to fall. And either way, it's already not looking great for them. Quasar is trying to defend this, but he is having trouble as it stands, so this isn't getting any easier for them. And at this point, Baby Yoda is doing a really good... I mean, they're playing this quite nice. Well, for this, we're currently having also an early level 10. Just generally speaking, everything is looking great for Baby Yoda right now. 3 kills against 1, they are having experience. On the structural level, they're looking a little bit better too. Zeratul with a Void Prison, and they force the fight before level 10, and Nick goes down. Nick is eliminated, Masquerade is on the run, and boy are they suffering right now. 4 kills against 1, and well, that's that. They need level 10, they need heroic abilities. Fighting before that is not gonna do anything for them. Can they lock him down? No, they can't lock down Tai either. There's the level 10. And ETC, Mosh Pit! Ooh, Tai nearly falls, but he's able to survive it for now. Alright, Emerald Wind, so not really that blink kill that we usually see from Ixia. Banana H playing a little bit of a different style, but they're trying to also create some space, especially when Zeratul starts to move in. But at the top of the map, yeah, there's the isolation and it hits Misha, so he hits the more dangerous one from the duo. Can Nick actually get that kill? He should be able to. I mean, they have full vision thanks to Hyperion, and that is a dead Rexa. Didn't go into Animal Husbandry, so the kill obviously already hurts, but at least he doesn't lose any stacks there. Now at the bottom of the map, there should actually be a bit of a fight for this one, because in a 5 versus 4 with 2 globals on the map, you have everything you need to make it happen. And as it happens, they get a kill. 1 down. Does the Hacker get maybe another drag through? Not quite. They're trying to sniff out Tai. The nerves of steel right there. So Tai is actually not found out and is still safe, but that might lose them the fort. Yep, fort is down. That's a good one. That's actually great for them. So they trade pretty much forwards against the opponent. Zeratul with a Void Prison again. And here comes the rest of the team. ETC is already there, goes for the slide. And they try to go for Junkrat, but the Haka is with them now as well. Misses the drag against Rexa, and Nick gets wrecked again. Yeah, well, Jimmy doesn't really have a good time there. Honestly, I think it all started with a kill against Mal'Ganis earlier, and Mal'Ganis apparently got really pissed. And so he said, okay boys, from here on out, the only thing that we're gonna do, we're going to just destroy Reyna. Destroy Jimmy. Make him pay. And that's exactly what they do. Another 5 shots fired, and that's a dead fountain. I mean, Baby Yoda is still ahead. They have a good position at the bottom of the map, they have a decent position in the middle. They're starting to lose, they have a rough time setting themselves properly ahead of the opponent. It's probably the best way to put it. So they're always slightly ahead, but they are just missing out on the opportunity to make this a bigger lead. Well, Masquerade wants to go for the mosh pit. That didn't work. Gets reset onto a short cooldown. And there's a kill against Mal'Ganis. Nicely done. They get the camp too. Look at that. They're actually making the plays here. Kill against Misha and against Mal'Ganis. There's the drag. Gets cleansed. Nicely done with the Nature's Cure. But that was really a nice move from Washed Up. Damn. They're actually starting to pull ahead here, aren't they? They're stealing the camp away. They're level 13. Experience is the same. 4 kills against 5. They're still slightly behind, but that could quickly change now. Masquerade gets sniffed out here, but they're gonna steal this camp. Yeah, Nick takes it. And they go for Rexa, and Rexa is about to fall. Rexa is down, and they're trying to get even damage in against Liming. Now we have a double Siege Giant camp at the bottom of the map while the fight is raging on in the middle. So those Siege Giants are getting a little bit of value. They most likely will break at least through parts of the wall, and we have a bit of a chase against Zeratul. Tai is playing Juke Master again, but Mosh Pit against one hero, totally okay if you get that kill. Totally fine. They drop a couple of ults, and they just pretty much show Tai the middle finger and say, yeah, you're not gonna make it out of this one. No amount of shenanigans, resets, blinks, and whatnot is gonna save you here. we're gonna take that kill, and it's gonna be totally fine. So they grab the kill, and, well, with this we have 6 kills against 5, and we all of a sudden have a level lead. Damn! Washed Up really turns this. 2-0 for them in the best of 5 series. And Baby Yoda is desperately trying to fight back here. But now the double temple is up. And keep in mind that we have a double global here. This is the map where Fnatic in the past has played triple global setups, where they went into Brightwing combos with Falstad and Dehaka. So obviously those times have long passed, but you still get a lot of value out of that global. Tai is already aware what's happening here. And that could be a problem. The team is starting to rotate. They might be a little bit too late because that one is falling quickly. Brightwing jumps in. They know that Zeratul is here, but Brightwing has also, again, the ult and uses it immediately. And that's the boss. They can't steal it away. No, not this time. Top lane gets pushed too. They still want to go for the fight, but it seems like they're going to lose Mal'Ganis, and indeed they do. There's the VP, but they don't give a shit at this point. It's a setup for a good combo from Li Ming, but they can't get more than that. Maybe Hazu dies, but even that is a question mark. So now they're making the play for Tobos. He jumps out, and he is just in the middle of the fight and dies too. The boss is already underway. There's 2 temples. Tai is in trouble, and the top lane is also getting obliterated. This is starting to look really, really dicey for Baby Yoda. There's level 16 in the hands of Washed Up. They go for Zeratul. They want the kill against Tai, and I think at this point they likely are going to get it. Oh, are they? Might be able to get away after all. But the boss is now starting to hammer down the wall at the bottom of the map. There's still 1 temple taken. They can go to the top now too. Yeah, Hazu ups. Oh, that grenade. And Hazu with another setup and another attempt. And here comes Nick. Yeah, the chances of him getting out of there are pretty much 0 to none. Zeratul is dead. That's 9 kills against 5. Level 16 is there. And they're already starting to home in on the keep. And let's see how many shots are left. Yeah, that's definitely a keep. That's a keep. Is that a keep? I think that's a keep. Could be a keep. I don't think it's a keep. I don't think that's a keep. No, it's not a keep. The damage keep. Can't take it out. ETC then again. Masquerade. You should be able to get out of there. There's still no level 16 for the red team. They need to be careful which fights they actually take. And another siege giant camp is stolen. And I want to put a highlight on that temple at the top. This one has still not been taken. Li Ming? Oh, Turbos, baby! No! Rip! The tire comes through, and that's another kill. Double camp again through the bottom, so they have to muster up a defense here to make sure they don't lose the keep. Up to the top. Nick is going for the remaining shots, and the rest of the team is just simply stealing this away. Washed Up is gaining so much momentum here. It's honestly a little bit insane. These guys are playing such a fantastic game. Especially considering they were heavily behind earlier. Really well done. But, well, there we go. Camp taken. The opportunity to push through the wall. Massive advantage on the structure level, but at least even talents. That's at least the one shimmer of hope on the horizon for Baby Yoda. They have even talents. They can force fights on even talents. They're a little bit behind in stats, of course, because of the level advantage that Washed Up is running now. But there is hope. There is a little bit of hope for them. There's the Void Prison. And yes, ETC goes down. The last hope coming through for now. Starting to go in again, and that's a dead fruit fly. Down goes Brightwing, and Nick is also going to get eliminated. Yep, that's it. Bam! Triple kill. Easy triple, baby. There we go. 10 kills against 8, so all of a sudden the red team is back to business. I gotta admit, it's a little bit sad that this is a 2-0. I would have loved to go for a 1-0, 1-1, and then just like slowly and steadily move forward to the 5th game of a series. But the games so far have been pretty high quality. The first one in particular was just great. But now you can see that those globals are starting to play a bigger role. Dequaza says, well, I like keeps. There's a keep. I could take the keep. And he's gonna try and take that one. And Tai has to be really careful. He can't get too deep in there. But he needs to be the one defending. So, yeah, top lane is getting heavily attacked. Maybe they're going to take this one down. But Masquerade is back, and Brightwing is going to be there in 2 more seconds. So they fall back because the problem is that the Dehaka could obviously start to tunnel to the top. And then force a very, very quick 5 versus 4 there. A little bit more damage on this one. There's no announcement yet on the shrines on the next temple, but that's going to be happening soon. And keep in mind that with half a level missing until level 20, there's a really good chance, yes, exactly, very good chance that the blue team is going to get their Storm Talons around it. What's with the boss timer then again? 42 seconds. There's a bit of a discrepancy. It's a bit of a tough position for the red team to be in. It's really tough for Baby Yoda, because if you think about it, right now there's a pretty good chance that they just have to watch as the top gets taken. Or maybe even the boss. Honestly, they could just wait for the boss and take the boss instead and have one at the top and then global down to the bottom. So both plays are absolutely possible for Washed Up right now, and Baby Yoda has to play around this somehow. And yes, they're waiting for the boss, and if they get this one, they can actually end this. I'm a little bit surprised that Nick is the one that is at the top side. I'm not quite understanding this particular move, because the Haka is still there. But they're now focusing on all 3 lanes. And the Haka is already pushing out the bot a little bit. They know, of course, that there's a chance that the boss is now getting attacked by the red team. And I still don't understand why Nick is the one taking this. It honestly should be one of the globals so that they can move down to the bottom quickly. And they're not quite making that play. And they're actually making the call. They're letting them take the boss, as it seems. Or they're saying, Nick, stay top side, we get the top keep one way or another. Yeah, they're letting them take it. They're just saying, fuck it. That's for us. And Quasar is moving towards the top to push the lanes out. They might be able to go for the core here even. Keep is already gone. They won't be able to get the keep in the middle. But from the perspective of Baby Yoda, this is probably their best chance to make massive damage now. They could, in theory, end the game here. And that's most likely what they're going to try and do. Go through the keep, try and get a little bit more out of this. There's a very good chance that this is exactly the play that they're trying to make. And Dehaka has taken all the shots up at the top. And he's still trying to push the lanes out so that the catapults can do the damage to the core. So that's at least a good use of the global there, but down at the bottom of the map, it's a real different story. This is the one chance for Baby Yoda to win this game, and they are going to try and use it. But it's going to be rough. They're going to get the keep. That one's definitely true. The question is, can they go for the core? It's a dicey spot. 20 versus 20. This is really rough. Dehaka already came in now too. But top lane catapults are coming in very soon. The boss is going to be falling in just a bit. The only question that really remains is, can they defend? And actually, Baby Yoda pulls back. They're actually pulling back from this one. They're realizing it's too rough. It's too difficult. Unless they can get a quick kill, this is not happening. And they understand that too. And there's the kill against Zeratul. Zeratul is down, and they try to go for Mal'Ganis now. But they can't quite grab him. A little bit of damage in the middle, and catapults up at the top, so they need to retreat here. But the fight is still on, and Dehaka is looking for the drag. And Mal'Ganis barely makes it out. I mean, really close call already. And just look at ETC. He's waiting for the slide. He's waiting for the... Oh, and Li Ming. Nicely done. Li Ming prevents the worst here. But they're grabbing the camps again. They take the catapult out in the middle, but the keeper's already eaten a lot of damage, and they're not stopping. No! Not with the bottom keep being this low. Why would you? 27 seconds until Zeratul is back with a potential Void Prison setup for Li Ming. Screw that. They're definitely going to take this keep. And they have a chance to go for the one in the middle. And then it's pretty much checkmate. Because then you're in a spot where, yeah, with double temples activating and you running 2 globals in your team, if they get the keep, even if they don't get the keep, that's a huge problem for them. 2 temples up and you can't allow the opponent to pretty much take one. That's getting nuts. It's a 5 versus 5, and it's Baby Yoda that has to make a move. They have to force a fight. But they also have to deal with the siege giants. They have to deal with catapults. There's another camp that's about to be taken by Jimmy. He grabs this one. Oh my god. I mean, this is nearly checkmate. Seriously. There's already Quasar at the bottom of the map. The shots are fired straight into the middle. The keep is not going to make it. And everybody else is just taking camps everywhere. The lanes are being pushed. Dehaka's already moving away since they don't have vision. And they're moving straight into the middle instead. More shots fired. Keep is down. And now the core is directly attacked. Guys, this is a nightmare for Baby Yoda. Can they actually turn this around, or is this going to be a 3-0 victory for the team in blue? It looks rough. There's the Mosh Pit instantly interrupted. Insta-interrupted. Brightwing is down. Brightwing is down. That's a big win, but Dehaka's at the bottom of the map again. More shots fired. The core has already lost the shields and it's losing hit points. And here comes another camp. At the top, there's another one. Catapults on every single lane. ETC is moving over. 50% now. 50% and Dequaza's on the run. Zeratul is trying to defend here. Junkrat is in the middle. Liming is trying to get a couple of shots. Dequaza, and he makes it towards the top. And Liming gets attacked over here. Liming gets attacked, wants the kill, doesn't get it just yet. Dequaza on 38%. Core's on 38% and Dequaza is attacking. Isolation on Zeratul. Have fun with that, baby. And in comes Azovs. They're going for it and they're going to take it, aren't they? This is going to be a win. This is going to be a 3-0 victory for them. Zeratul takes Junkrat down, but the core falls, and this is victory for Washed Up. They take the 3-0 W against Baby Yoda and advance to the grand final. GG, and well played. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support and see you guys next time.